guys, welcome back to the channel. I just got back from Lake Fork, had a wonderful trip, met a viewer on the YouTube channel that's been with me since I had like 3,000 viewers. I got over 21,000 right now. Did an on the water lesson with him. Amazing guy. I got to go out on the water, have a good time with him. Show him some techniques, show him some stuff, how we do it with the Livescope, get his Livescope set up. He had it pretty much dialed in. But one thing I want to talk about today, it was the initial trip with the 1243. Now, I have forever and ever been a guy that's, I like to fell in the hole, I've been a guy that believes in the 1222. I love the adjustment rings. Makes it a lot simpler. I got fat fingers, so, but I wanted to get one. I haven't had, I was wanting to upgrade from the 943 to the 1243. And what I saw in this deal was, I don't make a ton of adjustments. I really don't. Not anymore. When I'm bass fishing, I've got it out there 60 to 70 feet. The most adjustment I make is maybe depth, but usually when I'm dialed into a depth range, I very rarely make adjustments on depth. I don't, I get at that, 5 to 8 feet below the bottom, and I leave it there. Usually if I'm in 15 or 20 foot of water like I was, I've got it on 25 to 30, and I'm not jumping full, up and down in depth, so I don't have to adjust depth much. But so for the adjustment features, that's okay. I did notice on the larger screen that my fingers didn't hit the wrong thing too much. Now, in terms of picture, the 1222 requires you to be pretty much at a perpendicular to the screen. You need to be looking straight into the screen. You really, when you start looking at angles, it doesn't have the crisp and clarity that the 1243 does. 1243 is kind of, you can be off, up, down, left or right, and that screen stays really crisp and pure. When you are straight on with the 1222, it was very hard for me to tell the difference. Now, I will say that the colors seem to be a little bit more crisp and a little bit more vibrant on the 1243 as opposed to the 1222. They're a little bit more crisp, a little bit more vibrant. So, I like to use rusted steel when I'm out there A-rig fishing and fishing for those suspended fish. But the color's a little bit more crisp. Amber is a little bit brighter on the 1243, so which allowed me that I was actually able to use it some in the daylight. When you get out in sunlight, as you know, amber can be tough to look at in the sunlight, but I was able to actually use amber some as I was playing around trying to get used to it, use amber some in the sunlight, and it did really well. Whereas the 1222, if you're not directly onto that screen looking perfectly perpendicular, you lose a little bit of that color. So there are pluses and minuses. Adjustability, still that knob is hard to beat. But in terms of overall performance, and of course price does this, the 1243 is probably a better choice in terms of, if you're going to get one unit, you can get the 1243. The 1222 is an awesome unit, and it's a lot cheaper. So best to get into the 12-inch range. 1222 is going to get you there a lot cheaper. 1243 may even be better, and then you start stepping into the 8612s and the 8616s, and those are the, the Rolls Royce of Garmin. So 1222 is that, and 126s. I don't like the 126 version. The screen always has like a feel of a hazy feel to me, and that's just myself personally. If I had to put the 126 against the 1243, both touchscreens, so 1243 GPS map series in terms is much better. Now, I have not seen the new UHD 2s, but I'm not sure. I don't think they got the 12 inches out. I don't have to check on that, or maybe Max can comment on this. and he dealt this. Now I got this from MG Marine Tech Max, and I traded the 943 in on this, and but I met some really cool people. In one of my videos, I talked about my dock at Lake Fork, and I actually met the guy. He come out, he had seen the video, which is really cool. And I'm big into glide baits right now. I love throwing them. And he makes some glide baits, and this is a brim one. And he caught a really good fish, but look at that. Let me see if I can get that to, look at that. Look at the beautiful, that is a beautiful paint job. He gave me that. Really, really cool deal there. But guys, thanks for watching. As you see there, it's kind of a personal preference. If I could afford two 1243s, I would make that switch. But that 1222 is just a good, solid, beefy, tough unit. It's kind of like the just kind of a Toyota of units. It just don't seem to tear up. It's tough. You can beat on it, bang on it, and it just keeps working. 1243 seems like it would be a little bit more delicate of a unit. I may be wrong, but it just, you look at them, you hold them, and to me that 1222 just looks tough, you know. But guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Ring the bell.